Jeffrey Cox, one of my Patreons. If you're not one of my Patreons, click the link below. $2 a month, loads of extra stuff on there. But Jeffrey asked me the question. It's a fantastic question. He says, "Hi Dan, I have a question for you. I feel like all my solos sound the same, even though I am actually playing different kinds of music. I've also observed this in others who don't have that much experience. Do you have any suggestions that would help me? Thanks." Well, Jeffrey.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Dig this. Dig this.
We're now in the approach phase, everything looking good.
Hi there, welcome to today's vlog. Today is September the 23rd of September. Wednesday the 23rd of September if you're here in the UK, but if you're all over the world, the 23rd of September should mark a very, very important day for you as a saxophone player, as a saxophone lover. It is, of course, the birthday of John Coltrane. Coltrane would have been 94 today, so happy birthday, Coltrane. Lots of very good saxophone players born within this little month, isn't there? We've had Charlie Parker's 100th birthday, Sonny Rollins' 90th, and of course today with Trains. Please do check out my happy birthday to Coltrane vlog here from a few years ago. Worth checking out. There is playlists on there. There's loads and loads of other stuff. Yeah, I've gone over Coltrane's birthday before, so I'm not going to go over it again, but you know, just suffice to say, what an amazing guy, what an amazing contribution to music in the 20th century he made. And of course today, the 23rd of September, although looking at it, it could have been yesterday because it's been a leap year, but it is the autumn equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere here in the UK, and of course Coltrane's most famous tune, Equinox. I'm not going to be going into the West Wing idea of trying to see if I can make a boiled egg stand up on end, as happened to CJ in one episode. But back to Jeffrey's question. It's a really, really great question on so many levels. On the first level, Jeffrey, actually, and the rest of you, be happy that you are noticing how you sound and be glad that you sound like yourself in many different styles. But obviously, if you want to broaden out into different styles, and I remember posing the same question to Branford Marsalis years ago when I was working with a gospel choir in London, because I didn't understand how he could get those great pop solos, because for me, you've got three guys, well, and there are more, but the three guys I think who are phenomenal jazz musicians, but are also able to play amazing pop solos that aren't cheesy, but certainly fit within the pop idiom. They're not kind of jazz solos masquerading as pop solos or vice versa. The first one, of course, would be Michael Brecker, you know, that great Dire Straits, and countless others that he did with Paul Simon, and loads and loads of stuff. But, you know, Mike Brecker seamlessly seems to be able to be this incredible studio saxophone player, and of course, an amazing jazz player. Branford himself, those records with Sting are incredible. Some of the solos he did with the likes of James Taylor, they're just very much within that pop idiom. They are great pop saxophone solos. They're not jazz solos. He plays jazz in a different way from the way he plays pop. And then thirdly, my favourite alto solo of all time, probably even within jazz and pop, is Phil Wood's Just the Way You Are solo. There's just so much there. But the thing that sets all those apart, and often in pop music, is the emphasis on the melody. Now, it should be, I think, in all kinds of music, you should be stressing the melodic ideas. I think melodies are things that people can buy into, can hook into, can take away with them, and they really get within our ears and they stay with. So one way you can improve, Jeffrey and everyone else, is to improve your vocabulary. Now, that's often a cop-out for a lot of jazz educators to say, oh, well, you need to improve your vocabulary. How do you do that? Well, you learn some licks. Well, yes and no. The way I'd liken it is that in language, we all use a different vocabulary depending on the audience to which we're talking. So if I'm talking to a group of young primary school children, I'm going to use different words and different language than what I would to, say, older children. You know, even if I just look at Amy and Charlie, the vocabulary I would have used when they were, you know, the younger children is different from the vocabulary I use now, but they're only 8 and 11, so I'm not going to use as big a vocabulary, although Amy's vocabulary continues to astound me when we were working on some of her English homework last night. But I'm going to use different vocabulary with other students. The other way analogy I thought of this morning is the fact that when I'm teaching people in the States, you guys, and you're right in a way, because the rest of Europe use it as well, it's just here in the UK we seem to have a different name for them. We have crotchets, quavers and semiquavers. You guys have quarter note, eighth notes and 16th notes, and actually the fractions make more sense than the names that we give them, but it's still understanding the different ways of using language to how you approach it. And the only way you can do that really is by listening. And it comes back to listen, listen, listen. You really, really, really need to go back and do more listening. Now, one of the ways you can do that is, guess what? Transcribing. And I know I preach about this all the time, but transcribing is the most important thing you can do to help improve your vocabulary. Now, below, I have pasted a playlist, which are I think, 17 or 18 or so transcription projects that are currently, let me count them. So there are 29 transcription projects now on Cambridge Saxophone. You can buy them as individual courses if you want to, but actually, if you wanted to buy all those 29 individual transcription projects, you'd be far better off buying Platinum membership, which is a one-off fee, less than £200, and you have lifetime access to the website, 24/7 lifetime access. And if you are signing up today, here is a little promo code. It's valid until, well, the end of today, because it's Coltrane's birthday. So there's a special Coltrane's birthday giveaway. I'll do it till tomorrow, because obviously when I'm publishing this. So to the end of the 24th of September in London, always work by London time, 24th of September, use the word Coltrane, and you can get 15% off Platinum membership. In fact, any course you can get 15% off there. But within those transcription projects, there are Lester Young blues, there's Coltrane solos, there's Dexter Gordon solos, there's Branford's pop solo on that James Taylor record I was talking about. There's Night Train, from Back to the Future film, Marvin ba-di-do-da-di-di-do-da-di-di. And the way you play Night Train is very different from the way Stan Getz plays Girl from Ipanema, okay? And there's loads and loads and loads of stuff. Spooky, the great Dusty Springfield track, that's got a different solo. But one thing that sort of gels a lot of these solos together, both within the jazz and pop idiom, is their use of the pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale. It's the same notes, so make sure you understand how to use your pentatonic scales. There's a little lesson here. There are loads of lessons on the Cambridge Saxophone website which you can go to. So in short, Jeffrey and everyone else, learn your vocabulary. You've got to have more vocabulary to be able to express yourself within different styles. Use that analogy I've said about language between children, teenagers, adults. And then I guess even within adults, you can use more technical jargon and stuff like that, depending on what the audience is and what subject you're discussing. And that's what great musicians can do. Like all analogies, don't push it too far, but that's a really good one. Vocabulary. How do you get your vocabulary? By listening, listening, listening. Going through many different styles, particularly on the saxophone, but not exclusively on the saxophone. Make sure you learn some other instrumental solos. Learn some very simple guitar solos. Can you play those? I remember Clarence Clemens saxophone solos. I remember going to work in a function band and they were doing Dancing in the Dark. Is that right? Anyway, they were like, oh, there's a sax solo. So the first sax solo I come out with is just lots of notes, a la Brecker, and the trumpet player was like, man, what the hell was that? And I was like, well, it's a sax solo. No, go away and listen to Clarence Clemens. And I did. And at first I was like, oh, this is boring, but actually it's the perfect solo to that situation, and that's what good musicians can do. That's how you can sound differently. Now, some of us are pretty skilled at being able to wear different hats, almost like actors. Some people are pretty much down the tram lines and that's how they play, that's how they hear it. Don't be ashamed if that's the way you are, but if you want to improve your vocabulary, your understanding, it's vocabulary, listening, transcribing, and the transcribing is really, really important. Getting a nice balance. If all you do is transcribe Coltrane, or if all you do is transcribe Charlie Pocket, you're going to be a phenomenal jazz player, but you're going to be a lousy pop musician. So you need to transcribe some pop solos. where I need to go, where Apple Maps has taken me, and where it says is the end. Seriously, Apple, I love you to bits. Siri, Apple Maps, awful. Well, golf, only slightly less infuriating than playing jazz for a living, but it is good fun. I've really got back into it again now, especially since lockdown. Golf and cycling, I think I'm getting old. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching today's vlog. Very happy birthday to Coltrane, and don't forget to check out my last vlog here. This is what I was up to this time last year. I will see you really soon. Thanks, Jeffrey, for the question. Any more questions, keep them coming in. Let's do a Q&A vlog next time. Bye-bye.